Good morning, Wheelburners. How we doing today? I got a beautiful day, so I thought I'd do this out in the backyard. But there is a slight breeze, so hopefully the mic doesn't pick that up, and we can just sit out here. It got a really nice day, so I don't want to be in the house and do this. What are we going to talk about today? Well, it's real simple. I was on the phone yesterday with a lady. And she's in the trucking related, she's in the community, let's say, right? She's in the trucking community. She's not a truck driver, and she didn't work around, and I'm not going to disclose, but we were talking about this and that about trucking, and she just basically stopped the conversation and changed the topic. And she said, point blank, she said to me, she goes, any of the new people, guys or girls, coming into the trucking industry right now, like today, what advice would you give them? And I actually had to think about that for a few minutes, because like this isn't like 3 years ago or 4 years ago or even 5. You know, the industry today, there are so many dynamics to it, and there's so much to it since COVID, the trucking industry. Now, this is going to be from the perspective of a company driver. This is not from an owner-operator. This is the perspective of young guy or girl goes to, they go pay the $8,000, $10,000, $12,000, whatever it is. They got they take the course. They go to the ministry. They pass their test. They've got their CDL in hand, So you've got your CDL. You've got your air brake endorsement. You've passed everything. You're ready to go to work. So what advice would I give you? Well, the first piece of advice I'm going to give you is know that you're going to work hard in this business. Okay, know that you're going to work hard. This is not the type of business where you're just going to slide into it, do the bare minimum to get by, and then slide on out. It doesn't work that way. Okay, this is a business where we have a 70-hour work week available to us, and most companies are going to expect you, or they're going to push you for a full 170 hours. Not a full 170 hours, for a full 70 hours. If you're working 170 hours a week, call me. We'll fix that. But a 70-hour work week. And most companies are going to push you for that. They want you to push out 69 and a half hours every single week, because the more they're pushing you, the more money they're making as well. So know that you're going to work hard, okay? Know you're going to work hard. Second of all, know that you're new. Okay? You're new to this business. So you're not going to have the pull that, say, a senior driver is going to have. Know that when you go to a new company, that you're going to be at the bottom of the totem pole. You're at the bottom of the pecking list, unless, you're at a company and there's only 2 drivers, you and somebody else. So if there's only 2 of you, you might have a better chance. But if you're at a company where there's, 30, 40, 50, 100, 500 drivers, know that you're going to be at the bottom of the pecking order. And even though they're going to say to you, oh no, everybody's equal. If I've been working for a company for 25 years and a new guy comes in, who's getting the gravy? I am, right? The new guy's not getting the gravy. And if you're the new guy, know that up front. You're not necessarily going to get the gravy. You're going to get some of the crappier loads, okay? The next thing I would definitely say to you is, before you go, you don't just grab the first company that'll hire you. Do your research. Do your research, because there's a lot of companies out there that are going to want to exploit you. They're going to look at you as the new guy or girl, and they're going to want to exploit you. They're going to want to take advantage of you. They're going to want to pay you as little as possible and squeeze every penny they can out of you, until finally you pop and you've had enough, and then you leave, and then they'll just grab the next one, because they don't care. There are a lot of companies, Canada or the US, that are very much like that. So do your research on your companies. I always found the best source of information about any company. Don't go online. Don't do Google searches. Yeah, that's helpful. Talk to the drivers. I'm out and around enough that, I'm in different truck stops in different areas of the country. If I want to know something about a particular company, at some point or another, I'm going to run into one of those drivers, or I'm going to run into 5 of those drivers, and I'm just going to talk to the drivers. The drivers, whether they're happy or, you're going to get the odd disgruntled. Nobody, no company is going to please every driver every time. But if you can say, let's say you talk to about you're researching a company and you talk to say 7 or 8 of the drivers, and out of 8 drivers, say 6 of them are saying, yeah, it's all right, it's not bad, it's got a couple of this, but I work here and I do well, and and you got 2 that are pissed off. Well, I would take the 5 or 6 that are good, and okay, because no company is going to please everybody all the time. But do your research on your company. Find out their CVOR score. Find out this is all public records. You can get all of this. You don't have to be digging hard to get any of this. Talk to the drivers, and then start making phone calls. Talk to the recruiter. Remember, I've said this 1,000 times. What is a recruiter? A recruiter is nothing but a salesman for that company. It's his job to put meat in the seat, and basically he's selling that company to you. So, knowing that ahead of time, before you talk to the recruiter, remember, it's his job to sell that company to you, okay? So have the questions lined up, When I talk to a recruiter, by the time I'm done with a recruiter, man, that guy can't get rid of me fast enough. Because I ask him questions. I purposely think of shit to say to him and ask him that I know that he doesn't have on his little, his little card with all his questions and answers of typically asked questions. I know for a fact he's gonna have to hang up the phone. He's gonna have to go into the archives and dig up the answer. And that's what I do. Do you need to do that? No. As coming out as a new driver, are you gonna do that? No, but it's something to think about down the line. But do your research on your company, okay? CVOR score, how many people, how many drivers, what are their lanes, where do they run? If you can, do a little more research, find out what are the hot spots in the country for shipping lanes. Does this company run those lanes? If the first thing you're always going to ask is pay and money, that's wrong. Money is important, don't get me wrong. I agree with money. I like money. Everybody loves money. But is it the most important thing when working with a company? No. I would rather make a little less money but have better security with a company than be making good money but not know if I'm going to make that money next week. Right? I'd rather have consistent, even if it's a couple of cents less a mile, but as long as that's consistent week after week after week. Or am I going to make, say, 5 or 6 cents a mile more, and I'm going to kill it this week, but I don't have a clue whether I'm going to be making any money next week. If it's one of those companies, find out, are you going to make 3,000 miles this week, 1,200 miles next week, 1,500 miles the week after, 28, find out their lanes, find out their consistency. And these are things that you can talk to their drivers about. Find out, benefit plans. Benefit plans are important these days. Especially for you the U.S. drivers. Benefit plans are crucial to you guys because your healthcare system sucks, as compared to, say, the Canadian healthcare system. So your benefits, always find out your benefits. And then once you've started working, once you've done that and you've found a place and you've got your hooks into a place and you're working, these are I would say the most important things. First of all, don't say no. Okay? Don't say no. Hey, Billy, we need you to take a run down to New York City. Okay. Are you crazy about wanting to go to New York City? No. Do I like going to New York City? Not really. But do I do it? Sure. Why? For me, it's at the point where I do it for money. But for you, you're going to build your resume. And that's what I want you to do. The first year to year and a half, let's say 2 years, the first 2 years, okay, I want you to build your resume. So you're not going to say no to anything. They want you to go to New York City? Great. Hey, I've got a 5-dropper running through Toronto and Montreal. Oh, okay. And don't do do the, okay, I got it. No problems. Take care of that. If they offer you, say, hey, we've got a van division, a flatbed division. You want to learn flatbed? Hell yeah. Is it going to cost me anything? No, absolutely. Let's learn some flatbed. If you get a lot of the bigger companies, a lot of them have flats, vans, reefers, heater box. If they've got a flatbed division, they might have an oversized. So then you're getting into RGNs and goosenecks and floats and shit like that. If you've got a company, if you're working for companies that have those options, explore them all. Learn it all. Build your resume. Build your resume, because then something's going to happen. And for example, here's an example. I'll give you this. This is happening right now with the company I'm on with. Okay, they've got more flatbed work than they got van work right now. Now I came off flatbeds. I ran flatbeds for 16 or 17 years. Now I came off last year because my back was a little sore and I just didn't want to do flatbeds anymore. And I went on vans. But then I had a choice. I could either slow down on vans, or I could just flip-flop right over to flatbeds and carry on business as usual and bank the money. And actually, you make a little more money doing flatbeds anyway. So because I've got that in my resume, I've pulled flats. I've done oversize. I've pulled RGNs. I've pulled reefers. I've done vans, flats. The only thing I haven't pulled are tanks. And you know what? If anybody knows Pneumatic Brit, you look and you go, that's what happens to you if you pull tanks. So I'm not pulling a tank. Do I want to look like that guy? Hell no. Handsome looking Englishman he is, eh? But build your resume. If it takes you a couple of years, build your resume. Don't say no, okay? Third thing, okay? There's 1, 2, don't say no is the first thing. Build your resume as the second thing. The third thing, okay? Be acceptable to criticism. You're learning. You're new in this business. You're just learning, and you're gonna make mistakes. Don't be one of those guys that when a trainer or when a senior driver turns to you and says, hey, you know what? I saw you do this, and maybe try not to do this, but maybe try that. Don't be that guy that goes, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. Well, if you knew, dummy, then why'd you do it the wrong way, right? Don't be that, yeah, I know guy. All right? Be open to criticism. Yeah, you're going to get the odd guy who's going to go, what are you, fucking stupid? You didn't see this? You can't do this? What's the matter? Where'd you get? You're going to get that. Dude, you can pull into a truck stop right now and some guy that's been driving for 20 years that messes up trying to get into a spot, he's going to get it once in a while. But let it go. Be open to criticism. Be open to acceptable criticism, okay? People are good. There's a lot of good guys out here that are going to want to help you, that have a lot of years of experience and a lot of knowledge that came in the head, not book knowledge, but we're talking real world knowledge and experience, and they're willing to give it to you for free. Sit down, shut up, and listen to it. You're going to get a free education. Take it. Be acceptable to the criticism. Take it for what it is. Not every piece of criticism is going to be mind-blowing or world-changing, but take bits and pieces of what this guy says and what this guy says, mesh it all together, and eventually you'll come up with your own way of doing things, and it'll work for you. Okay? But you're not going to do it by yourself. And no, you are going to make those mistakes. Rookie mistakes, they're called. We all made them. I made them. You're going to make them. It doesn't matter if, you've been doing this for 45 years. The guys that I look up to, right? The guy that my mentor, 47 years he's been driving a truck. He can sit there and tell me, Brian, back in when they had square wheels on the trucks and, we were sitting on milk crates, we used to do this. And, hey, John, guess what? I did that too. It's like, a lot of us are going to make the same mistakes. So for you, make your mistake, learn from it, adapt, learn, improvise, and don't make the same mistake again. Listen to your critics. Listen to your critics. Listen to the guys. And I'm not saying it's all going to be older guys and senior guys. I'll be honest with you. There's some guys in this business right now, probably half my age, and been doing it at half the time that I have, that if they came to me and said, hey, Brian, guess what? I saw you try doing blah, blah, blah. I got no problem listening to it. I ain't the end all be all in this business. I don't know it all. Even today, I'm still willing to listen and learn. If somebody's got an easier, softer way of doing something that's better than the way I'm doing it, balls to the wall, baby. I'll do it. I'll take it. So as the new guy, just remember that. You're gonna take some criticism. Listen to the criticism. Be acceptable to the criticism. But don't let it get to the point of abuse. You don't accept abuse. You don't accept anybody's bullshit. Don't accept anybody getting in your grill or in your face doing the, F you, who do you think you can't do this, you're stupid, you get out of this business, get out of that truck, go back to your own country. We've heard them all. Do not accept that. Stand up for yourself. But if it's just criticism about doing the job, take your criticism, man. Take your criticism. And the last thing I just want to say to you is, know that you're going to work hard. Okay, as I said earlier in the beginning of this, this is not a Monday to Friday job. This is not, something that you're just gonna, you're gonna slide into. Every morning you're gonna wake up and, you 9 o'clock you punch in, 5 o'clock you punch out. By 5:30 at night you're sitting at the dinner table with your wife and kids, and then after 6:30 you're at the soccer game. And it's not that type of world. This is a whole different world. It's a whole different. This is a whole different career. This is a whole different life. It's a lifestyle, honestly. But know up front, you're going to work hard, and you're going to be well rewarded for your hard work, okay, if you do things right. Sorry, the wind just grabbed. I wasn't sure if the whole stand was going for a ride or not. Anyway, but if you work hard in this business, you'll be rewarded. You can make money. There are company drivers in this business making a really, really good living. I know company drivers, a couple of them, that are making as much, if not a little more than me, and I'm an owner-operator. So there you go. Guys, I just wanted to throw that out to you, okay? Just 4 or 5 quick tips, what to look for, of what I would say or how I would help the new the new company driver coming into this business. If this helps you, great. If it doesn't help you, if you already knew all of this, you know what? Take it and pass it on to the next person. Right? Pass it on to the next person. So do me a favor, turn on your notifications, hit that like button. Do me a favor, share this video out. Share it out on your channel. If you've got a channel, share it out. I'd appreciate that. By doing so, you're helping. And like I said, if you already know all this, you little know it all. If you know it all, share it. Maybe somebody else doesn't know it all and will benefit from some of this. All right. Anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. I don't know what the hell I'm doing next. Probably just going to go do a little yard work. Typical stuff that you do on your 36, right? I'm out of here first thing tomorrow morning. I'm on my way out to Wisconsin for next week. Might get up into Cordova territory. You never know who you'll see. Anyway, with that, guys, we'll talk to you later.